Hi, everyone. Welcome. And yeah, sorry, we are at a different time today, so
Yeah,
it's not on the normal schedule of 3 p.m. Just because other things were happening today. So I thought you guys would be okay
yeah.
uh, with the change in the middle of the day. So here we are. Hi, Jason.
Hi, Debbie. How are you?
Oh, look, there's Karen. Hi, Karen. Starseed Awakening. Yeah, so that's what's so great about replay is, although we might not have the big crowd, we definitely um, have replay, don't we?
Everything happens for a reason and work out. So,
There you go. See, he's already starting with messages, you guys.
yeah.
Everything happens for a reason, and it all will work out. I love it. So that is an awesome opening for April, isn't it? Hello, everyone. Oh, good to
I'll
see
see.
you all. We are streaming from both channels, so if you don't see all what everybody's writing, it's because
See, Melissa said she caught a live. So,
yay, Melissa. See, that's why we came on early. So Melissa catches the live.
exactly.
Um, so,
So I'm curious. I know you went to the UK. Have you talked about that?
a little,
Or what you did at the college?
much, but yeah, I went to the UK. I visited my brother who lives in London, so that was such a special time to have with my brother and his wife, and so that was beautiful. And
Yeah.
then I spent a week at Arthur Findlay College, otherwise known as Hogwarts.
That I'm jealous. I'm not jealous. I don't get jealous. I'm just
Yeah,
yes.
like wow, yeah. So I've been wanting to do this. I don't know, for like 20 years at least. I don't know. It seems like about 20 years I've been wanting to go. So I finally did, and it was wonderful.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it does push you to the edges of yourself for sure. But hey, that's why you're there, right? To open up and go.
Yeah, Kevin told me a little bit, and I can see it can be a little nerve wracking and making you question yourself and what did I sign up for?
Yeah. You never know when you might be called up in front of 75 people to do a presentation. Right? So it's like that it can be a little nerve wracking, even if you love that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's still like, it's a whole different feel when it's your peers that you're in front of and doing it. So Flower Beauty Peacock Rainbow, hello and welcome. We are looking at the forecast in April, kind of looking at what we can be prepared for. And so it's really awesome because we can get a heads up and kind of plan our weeks, our days around what's going to be offered and the energy and understanding it. So it doesn't just take the feet out from underneath us. We can kind of be prepared. So that's what we're doing today. And at the end, if we have time, we take questions from you guys in regard to April. So, Jason, how are you doing?
I'm good.
And for those of you who don't know Jason does the Q8. You tell us what you do.
The quantum thing, the hypnosis.
The quantum hypnosis thingy.
Yeah. Yeah. I do
and
that.
you do other things too, where it doesn't have to be in person. So
I do psychic mediumship and web design and kind of that's just a really weird unexpected thing. Like I tried to do web design when I was like 21 and it didn't go anywhere, and now I'm not really focusing on it, but it's working out.
It's all of a sudden it's like, oh, everybody in our community who has no They're like, oh, Jason knows how to do it.
Yeah, so but the thing is it's awesome because it's like it's doing the spiritual stuff. So I'd much rather be kind of falling into this niche instead of doing carpentry. Not that I have anything against carpentry, but there's just a little bit more creativity involved that just makes me excited to do, and I like being able to support others doing what I do. So yeah, so I Kevin's Vibrations, I just did a website for him, and I have Kevin Lewis wants to transform and go another direction with his website, so that's what's been keeping me busy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But you do have spots open for folks if they want to contact you for.
Yeah.
Family, you are his first priority over websites, so please contact
Yes.
me.
Well, I'm doing a workshop April 13th, past life regression psychic combination thing online too. So
Cool.
it's filling up pretty quickly. I haven't done one in a long time, so I'm excited to do that again.
Okay. And that's on the 13th, you said?
Yeah. On the 13th.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I also am, for those of you who haven't heard, there are some still openings for this Saturday, the April 6th workshop that I'm putting up. It's intuitive development. It's like an intuitive development circle and group practice and support. So there's going to be a lot of fun activities and community and building intuition and our connection to your spirit team. So please join us. It's one day workshop. Go to freebirdspirit.com to sign up. And Prince Charming's mom's talking about the 13th.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Did you say there'd be games on the 6th?
Not games.
Oh. I was like,
but if you want to call it that, there's going to be experiences where we're experiencing and doing that. We can call it that if we want.
That sounds fun.
Guys.
Yeah.
So to build our intuition and connection with our spirit team. So it's always a good time just to be connected to other folks that are like-minded. But Kelly is asking you a question about QHHT.
Simply put, it's the quantum healing hypnosis technique. It was developed by Dolores Cannon. Historically, it was focused more on past life regression. It's been transforming as we're transforming, so it kind of goes. It can go anywhere in terms of you meeting with spirit teams or other existences or multidimensional existences. It's kind of like regression 2.0. Healing is a big part of it too. Miraculous healing is always a possibility. So a lot of people will come for chronic aches and pains that have not been resolved otherwise in other traditional forms of medicine. So I'm not a doctor, so I just will slide that in there. Yeah, so it's a really profound technique that is done in person. So if you think you're interested, there's practitioners on the website that might be close to you that can help you with that. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, quantum healing hypnosis techniques found by Dolores. Thank you, Celtic Seer.
There's so much support. It's nice.
All right. So without further ado, let's check into April and what we can be prepared for. Do you want me to kind of go first through the weeks, or do you want to?
Sure.
All right. So how I broke it down, you guys, this time is, and also if you want to, ask a question, for the end. Go ahead, you can throw it up, and it would be in regard to April, kind of the subject that we're talking about. So if you have questions for yourself, go ahead and throw those in, and I'll star them for later if we have time at the end. Okay, so how I broke it up was there's basically almost five weeks, but week 1 would be April 1st through the 7th, so we're in that week. Week 2 is the 8th through the 14th. Week 3 is the 15th through the 20th. So week 2 we have the eclipse. It begins the week with the eclipse. Week 3 is the 15th through the 21st. Week 4 is the 22nd through the 28th. And the week 5 that I'll be talking about is the 29th and the 30th of April, and then the 1st through the 5th of May. So it'll catch that first few days of May on that 5th week. All right, so that's how I broke it up. So looking at week 1, the 1st through the 7th, and we're in that week right now. So you may be feeling some of this stuff already. We're kind of feeling a little hazy, some of us, kind of a little up in the clouds, and like what's going on, what's gonna, like this whole, like we just can't seem to sit down solid because it seems just a little wonky right now. You may be having old stuff come up to the surface because of not having that firm grip on how we usually protect ourselves or keep stuff in, and things that's going to kind of opened up. We're not able to do that right now, and there's purpose in that, and that's okay. It's going to just empower you to be a stronger you, but you may be noticing that this week. And you're going to feel that energy just really, there's a lot of energy this week, and I think we are all feeling it. And the spirit card that came in for the week 1 is the number 28, which is 10, which is 1. So new beginnings, right? Eternal resourcefulness of spiritual awakening. And that is literally what's happening. It's kind of like opening and building us up. So again, pulling up any of old wounds or sorrows that kind of are revisiting for you to kind of relook at and release could be happening. When this card presents itself, it's really saying to you, you are entering a time of spiritual rebirth. And that's kind of the beginning of April. We're entering into this awakening and rebirth for week 1. All right, week 2. Of course, we start the week off with the solar eclipse. And I thought it was funny because the first card that came out for week 2 is the sun. Isn't that hilarious? Good thing, see, but with the sun, and then actually I'm going to show you the cards for week 2 because they're just so, I mean, it's almost like you don't even have to read tarot and you can see what's happening. You have the sun, you have the world, and you have the judgment card. And with that combination for week 2, it's just a completion of something, moving into something new. You have that sun coming in, the eclipse, and awakening, a reckoning and an awakening. So we started the reckoning the week before, but it steps into the awakening week 2. So this is when I sat in the energy of April, a lot of spiritual stuff, and so we have a choice there, and they're showing that a lot, that we can either take this and step into the awakening, or we can kind of stay in the muck and mud of stuff. We have a choice. But there's endless possibilities here. So you have the the spirit card coming in, and it's a 9, endless possibilities. It's a reminder that within you is infinite power, and this is a time where you're putting this is harsh words, but you're putting to death illusions, and which makes sense because that first week we did have the illusions and delusions and kind of like what is real, what's not, like what, and do I continue to hold on to all the wrongs everybody did to me when I was growing, all the stuff. Like we're going to have that opportunity week 2 to kind of release all that and step into the awakening that eclipse is offering that to us. Okay, so I know you all want me to speed up. So, so it's powerful. There's just so much powerful stuff. Like April is packed full of powerful energy. I've never seen it like this. So week 3, which is the 15th through the 21st, because of those first 2 weeks, you're going to see some activity in the world around us that's going to be like, oh, they didn't handle that first 2 weeks well. You know what I mean? They didn't do the energy. They didn't take it and use it to empower themselves. It kind of is bringing the worst out in some of these people. So we might see some hardship, some of that kind of stuff around us. I don't feel like this community is going to get that as much, but you're going to see kind of some, I think, financial stuff like in the market and stuff like that. So, and again, entertainment purposes only, but that week 3, we may see some market dipping a little bit, that kind of thing. But it's going to, and people are going to be, it's there. Okay. Another thing that I heard too from my team, it's not a good week to make big decisions. Like, don't go out and buy a car or a house or whatever on week 3. It's important to just kind of see how everything kind of falls into place. But have faith, trust. That's the main thing for week 3. No matter what you see happening in the world in week 3, trust and have faith. Just like Jason said, that everything plays out as it's supposed to for our highest and best good. Okay. And so we have 33. So 3 would be the number. So when this comes in, faith flows from waters of trust. Okay. So take that in for week 3. And life is inviting you to discover within yourself power to trust and have faith. Not all storms are here to disrupt you, but you are witnessing that, remember? So, yeah. But know that everything is unfolding as it should. All right? So that's week 3. Does everybody want to go? Okay, that April was a long year already. All right. Okay. So week 4, which is it looks like great energy coming in after that week 3. That's a bit of a challenge. Week 4 is offering your patience is paying off, your persistence, your whatever is happening, wherever you put your energy, and you feel like it's been going slow, it's going to pay off on week 4. Okay, so let me show you what I'm looking at. And so it's paying off. So week 4 looks good. Now, the things that you have been working through from that, and I'm going back to week 1 now, some of that stuff that you worked through and you are releasing. That's no longer, you're having victory over all of it. Okay. And the spirit card coming in is another 3, which is great. That's really good collaboration, coming together, celebration, like-mindedness. Now, this talks about honoring your truth. It's a time to honor your truth, okay? And having victory over that other stuff that has been driving your truth, right? All right, so week 5, which is the last part of April and in the first week of May, we have the Magician starting us off. So that's a great card to start us off for that week. Talking about stepping in, you're really starting to go be in your creative self, your own power, all your tools. You've got everything it takes. And so what you've been kind of putting off as far as making big decisions, now's the time you can make some of those decisions now and really step into that and move forward. Okay. So if you're at a crossroads, go ahead and you are being empowered to take a step on one of those paths. And move forward. You are being supported in that. Your spirit team is supporting you in that. And this spirit card coming in with that is Heavenly Gardens of Peace and Consciousness Evolving. Every moment is a divine gift and an opportunity. So that is kind of a layout of each week for us and kind of how to prepare. So if you took notes or if you want to rewind and kind of listen for each week and take notes, it might be helpful. I'm telling you. And so that's what I got, Jason. That's a lot. I know, you guys.
It's interesting because I was this is the first time I've been like writing as we're doing the show. So I usually do it before, but it's interesting. One of the things that I got right off the bat was it's purification. So I don't really connect with the weekly thing. So but it still kind of mirrors what you're talking about because it's a time of purification and it's a time of harnessing power and it's a time of also being hyper aware of your thoughts, of what you're carrying with you. Mm-hmm. This seems like something that's been coming up frequently over the past months, but really kind of paying attention to what's, and I feel like this is said a lot, but may not necessarily take it seriously, letting go of what doesn't serve you. And I think that April, specifically the eclipse, is important. I'll admit I'm one that is kind of the skeptic until something actually firsthand happens with me. I did have a session with in QHHT where it came through and it wasn't even prompted by my questioning or anything by the client. The eclipse is going to be a pivotal kind of time where we're in a portal already. That kind of is the closing of the portal. And the thing that needs to be addressed is what we need to let go of. And that's really, really important. And I've heard it in the past that we're kind of being given full power, full throttle in terms of our manifestation. That also includes what we fear, negative thoughts, negative thinking, thinking the worst is going to happen, being very careful about that. Mm-hmm. And just acknowledging that our power is ramping up. And that also means that for better or for worse, keeping positive and manifesting the best possible outcomes, regardless of what's going on around you. So especially with the eclipse, that's important in terms of, I guess it's been explained to me that we have to be aware of what we're still carrying with us, because those fears, the pain that you were talking about, the old emotions all of that, and this includes those like self-reflective emotions like shame and regret and guilt and all that, we have to let it go. And the eclipse is marking this particular time when the reason being is our manifestation powers are increasing. So I've been told directly by spirit teams, higher selves, that we have to let go of those fears because it's really going to dictate what we experience moving forward. So if we're always fearing the worst, we're going to be in a type of reality. I don't know how that's going to manifest or play out, but we're going to be in a reality that's the product of what we fear most. So that was a long explanation.
It's very powerful.
But the purification comes into play is because we need to do a process, particularly now. I would say this week, it's no more time for forgiveness, self-forgiveness particularly. So letting go of the past. We're not supposed to carry shame, remorse, guilt, any of that. They just want us to let that go. And if anything, it's for those of us who are like, yeah. The eclipse is going to be that pivotal like juncture where it's like, okay, if you don't let it go, you're going to be dealing with this, and it's going to come in ways that you don't expect. I'm not trying to create fear, but it's just there's no time.
We're being offered some tools here.
Yeah.
And awareness. So this is beautiful. And yes, and 100%. This week, next week, we're having the opportunity in this pressure cooker to release what no longer serves you. And Jason, you said it so beautifully. It's a purification. It's a beautiful, it's for our best. And it's okay if you want to hold on to those things because someone wronged you, I get it. I totally do. But is it helping you? Is it offering you freedom and power? Does it give you more power over things to hold on to these things? You know what I mean? So check it out. But you do have free will with this. But we are being offered the opportunity to.
Something else I noticed in a lot of your cards, and I wrote this down, was the water spirit. There was a lot of flow, a lot of like the fountains and the river, and then the bridge with the water underneath. This includes, it's not just our thoughts and paying attention to our thoughts and harnessing the power of our thoughts, but it's also our emotions and being aware of our emotions. That includes connecting with them and letting them flow. So if you need to cry, go out in the woods and cry, whatever you need to do in order to do this purification. It's funny how that keeps coming up.
Yeah, no, but that's exactly what it is. It literally is. Okay, so and I've used this since, when did we started this process? I think in 2016, this purification process. It started a while ago, as we kind of started the age of Aquarius. And I said back then, we're stepping into a time where it's like when you make gold and you boil up impurities and you scrape that off and it looks like, oh, look, it's so pretty. But then it boils up some more, and the process of making gold, and you guys are the gold. And so it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And sometimes it's not comfortable, but the end result is beautiful.
Another thing that's come up before, and I think it's important to bring up again, just because everything is heightening, and we're getting in this time right now, particularly in April, when we need to be aware that if these emotions are bubbling up, we're not supposed to be connecting with them fully, because a lot of us have gone so far beyond. These old memories, old notions that are come up are meant, our spirit teams are bringing them forward for us to recognize them and let them go. It's not oh my God, I'm backtracking. I'm feeling this anger. I'm feeling this again. I'm feeling this jealousy or whatever else. That's not meant to hold us down. It's meant for us to look at and say, I have come so far from there that I don't need to deal with it anymore and I can let it go. So it's really a time of, we often think, oh my God, I saw this person that I can't stand. I haven't seen her for all these, issues coming into my life because I need to do this. I need to take care of something. Spirit's like, absolutely not. This is meant to be a mirror for yourself, and look at it and be like, oh, wow, I'm so far beyond that anger that I don't need to hold on to.
I have the chills all over. I'm very teary. I feel like a lot of the family here is resonating with that.
Yeah. Because it's coming up. There's like, I haven't thought of this person for 20 years. Now they're showing up in my life. Why? And we often think, this is a sign. I need to take care of this. I have things left undone. And Spirit's been, over the past couple months, it's a mirror. It's meant for us to look into it and be like, that's the old me. I don't need to go back there. It's not a sign that I need to rekindle this relationship. Mm-hmm. It's the chance for us to say goodbye.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And I'm still...
Yeah, I was kidding.
I'm resonating with that big time because...
Yeah. And it happened to me last week. Like, someone I haven't heard from for a really long time reached out to me through social media. And I kind of got like, it's been a while. Should I do this? And it's just to show us how far we've come.
Yeah. And I'm getting a big opportunity next week with a situation. So it's too long to go into right now, but I'm telling you guys, pray for me. All right.
Good thoughts.
Thoughts and prayers, guys. All right.
Yeah, but the other side is that doing this process is success and the prosperity. The monetary is something that I've been not cautioned against, but things are going to be changing dramatically. So what you were saying, Debbie was saying about finances, our values are going to be changing dramatically, starting what has already started, but it's abundance, not in monetary ways. So but this is a good thing. It's not meant to scare. It's one of those things that no longer serves us, and it's recognized on the other side. We need other ways to find abundance rather than what we automatically think of in the current climate.
Yes. And the great thing too, you guys, we have each other. We have all month. We'll be back. You know what I mean? We're here. And so, whatever we're maneuvering through, we're not alone. In the physical, we're never alone. Our spirit team is a constant for us. Remember that you're not alone. Although sometimes you feel like you are, that's a lie. You are not alone. You have our team. You can ask them for a hug, protected by the. I'm telling you, your angels for a hug. They will hug you. All right. So I did write a little piece for us. Are you still going, Jason, or do you want me to?
No, that was the only, the other thing that I wrote down that's the funny thing is I don't know much about them, but then they always pop into my head. Well, not always, but the emerald tablets are important right now. And that's really, I know, just generally speaking, it's about.
The what tablets?
Emerald tablets.
Emerald tablets.
It's not really important what they are, but it's more of recognizing that so many of us are in alignment with kind of our soul purpose and why we're here, and really embracing that power that we have. And that's what it's all about. They're ancient tablets, Egypt, supposedly written by Thoth, or Thoth, however you want to pronounce it, but it's kind of documenting we are infinite beings with infinite potential. So
exactly. oh my gosh, yeah, that's where we get kind of stuck because we think this is it.
Yeah.
And actually, we are in eternity right now. We are eternity. We are in it. This is not. There's no end. We are. But yeah, we are eternal. Wow, beautiful. Okay.
Okay. The end.
Well, I could just keep listening all day. So I love it. And thank you, everybody, for praying for my week next week. All right. So this is, I wrote down, as I was in, as I stepped into the energy of April, this is what came. So I'm going to read it to y'all. As you prepare to navigate the wild energies of April 2024, remember to stay grounded in your truth. Trust your intuition and embrace change with an open heart. Seek inner peace through meditation, self-reflection, and connection with the divine, however that looks for you. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth and transformation, knowing that you possess the strength and wisdom to overcome any obstacles that come your way. Embrace the universe's plan for you and remember that you are supported and guided on your journey. So that's what they brought through for us for April. And you can timestamp that if you want to re-listen to it during the month. Please do. And that is for us, the family here. All right. So obviously, April is a beautiful opportunity.
The funny thing is that I had, and just to backtrack just a tiny bit, I had a higher self during the session kind of pose a challenge for the client, but it was something I think for me too. It's funny how that works out.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in your power of manifestation this week, do a little test. And they said, this is what you do. Think of something that you want to manifest. Picture yourself, close your eyes, picture yourself, exactly what you're going to wear, exactly where you're going to sit, exactly what, I have this for breakfast, completely putting yourself into the scene mentally with whatever you want manifested, just as though as you're there, and give gratitude for it. And they said, you will find yourself in that scene. You will find yourself having had that. And when you have what you want, give gratitude for the self that is sitting here right now. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. I haven't tried it yet, but.
Oh, that sounds perfect. I think I do that a lot, trying to kind of.
Yeah.
So I'm in the driver's seat kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah.
It felt more like a homework assignment. Spiritual epiphany, which they do give homework sometimes. I'm shocked, but they do.
Oh, okay. Well, keep your ear open if they have homework for the family here today. Okay. I keep getting distracted by my hair, you guys. I'm so sorry. I've been swimming, and so I put it up in a cap, and it still gets a tiny bit wet. I literally, this is strict. Never mind. Anyways, that's what's happening with my hair, if y'all are wondering. It's swimming, and then it was straightened until I took it out of the swim cap. No longer straightened. All right. Jason's like, oh my gosh.
It looks perfect to me.
It's like, whatever. Don says, oh my God, I wanted to manifest what seemed impossible, but I mentally went through it last night in a light trance, and I feel like I really recreated a stress-filled. Okay. Oh, interesting. Recreate. Okay. So you were able to kind of work that through, Desert Dawn? kind of like how you described, Jason.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Christy, thank you. All right. Okay, so we did have some questions come in, but I wanted to address some of these other things first, just some comments. I loved this. Melody said, apparently attuning by simply humming will really help. Yes, Melody. It's interesting. I've been just humming. Like I find myself humming, and I'm not one to hum. I'm not a hummer. I don't go on humming. That's not me. But I have found that I'm humming. So I'm wondering if that is part of what you're talking about, Melody. Desert Dawn says, yes, she created it into something beautiful instead of a trauma. That's wonderful. Hmm. Okay. These are questions. So great. Okay. Ties in with okay. So the threes tie in with Uranus, Jupiter conjunction in Taurus. Okay. So yeah, because a lot of threes came in on the reading. And also April is a universal 3 month for 2024. So that's cool. That's where all the threes were coming in. That's good to know. The connections there. And also to not make any major electronic purchases till mid-May. Mercury is messing with everyone. Yeah. Okay. All right. To the questions we go. Let's start here. James, thank you so much for supporting, donating. All right. I humbly accept the gifts of good which the universe wishes to bestow upon me. Good way to step into that positive. No negative forces can intrude upon my life. There are no obstacles in my path or blockages in my mind to keep me from my goals.
I'm not taking away from your thunder, James. I wrote down humility as one of the kind of qualities for the month. So that's interesting. That just stood out to me right away. Even though we are these powerful beings, it's important to still be humble.
I like that. But the correct meaning of humble, right? There's a toxic humility that has been placed upon a lot of people that especially women, the toxic humility. Mm-hmm. But I love this, James, and I also feel as I was reading this, I was hearing more words for you as well, and they're I am words. I am on my path. I am, so even taking it further, taking out any negative words, even if you're saying there are no obstacles, you're still saying obstacles. So they're asking you to step, James, into I am statements. I am I am in abundance of gifts from the universe. I am on a path of enlightenment. I am joy. I am peace. All the I am statements. Jason, were you getting any more with
Yeah, I keep thinking about the sounds that are so important, how powerful they are. That humming or the om.
Om.
The om is I'll just put it, I read this a while ago. I know I bring it up in some James Needler. He wrote the brief history of God, and he's able to do these high level meditations, and it's kind of like conversations with God 200.0. But one of it is he connects with the Om, which are like a collective that actually have conversations with him. So it was interesting when I was, reading the book to kind of, we kind of, I guess things that seem kind of more common, they are still powerful, and kind of revisiting,
Yeah. Yeah.
our ability to connect just with one syllable.
We often complicate things more than that.
Yeah. Keep it simple. That's what they keep saying. We make things too complicated.
So much love, James. So much love. Your team is making me aware of a crossroads that you are at. Like you're at this crossroads as well, and because you are stepping into these I ams, or this humbly accepting these gifts and like that, your eyes are going to be clearer to see the path in which you will be taking, and you are on the right path. It'll be the right path. Your perception will be opened more to be able to clearly see a direction. Yeah. There has been a time, you've had a little bit of a timeout, but that timeout is changing. You now are stepping into the energy of the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, both very powerful energies of that abundance feel, and that confident independence, creative, intuitive that you are, James. If you have anything to add to that, Jason, it's all yours.
Embracing innocence is important, and it's weird because I noticed the Walt Disney as your photo. I'm not sure if that's connected, but and this is something that specifically came for you, but I think just for everyone, is even all through this, to not forget our childlike side and our childlike innocence, and to have fun and to play, and not, the eclipse is an important time, but it's not meant to be stressful and thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? Am I going to make it? It's like, as long as, we have the intention to really work towards this, it's like there is no such thing as perfection, and we don't have to do everything all at once, and there's no such thing as being behind. So if you haven't done any of this work, I think it's important. It's not these dark clouds of doom. It's meant to be playful, and we have to give ourselves the space and the room to. We are human. We are not perfect. So with that, I think there's something to, at least with your team, James, is don't forget to have fun.
Yay. James, giving you a big hug. Thank you again for your support, kind support. All right. Okay, a couple of people asked about this. So let's look at this. Melissa, hi Melissa. I have an important meeting on April 22nd. I just realized someone has highlighted this date as significant. And okay, April 22nd, and Constance says April 17th. still a day of interest. Is April 17th. So the 22nd and the 17th are being asked about. Okay. All right. Let's look at the.
I mean, looking at the numbers itself, the 422, 2024.
Oh, oh yeah. That makes sense, doesn't it, right there? 422, so. So you break it down, it's a 7-day altogether, but you're looking at a 4, 2024. So lots of 4s and 2s. So that alone would be significant looking at that. I also feel like that was the week that you shouldn't make any big financial, because on that week I did also, and I don't know if I shared the card, but I'm going to show you the card that I received on that week, which was a 4 as well, but it's the 4 of Pentacles. So that's kind of like, go ahead and hold on, hold fast. Don't make any big, that's okay. That was an energy of kind of like holding on to things, like that, as far as that goes for that week. And I feel like that was on that week. Big. It's okay to hunker down a little bit on that. But I'm going to go ahead and kind of check in just if there's something else important on that day that we need to be aware of as well. But you can, if you have anything to share.
So what I'm getting is, I don't know if it is. I get more of like the how to anchor, how to ground, or what you need to be doing in a particular time. Not exactly what events are going to be occurring, but it kind of in line with what Debbie was saying. There's something that's happening during that time where it's important to be grounding, particularly with the earth, and staying grounded. So I'm getting a sense that there will be not upheaval. I don't want to use that word, but it may get a little eventful toward the end. And it's again, it's just acknowledging, and for some reason I just heard mother medicine, so I'm not sure what that means.
Earth medicine.
It's like grounding with the earth, but it's also, connecting with, I guess it's like ancestry, soul, like spirit. So kind of to weather the storm, I guess. This is vague. So go ahead.
I'm giggling just because it's so interesting, because when I stepped into the energy of that day, it was just kind of like they showed me a person standing there and just everything is just spinning. That's
what I was seeing.
But they just stayed that, and you said grounded, and I'm like, yes, that's exactly. Just stay grounded. It's okay. It's going to feel like things are like that, but you're okay. Just stay centered. Stay grounded. It's going to be okay. Trust the outcome of this looks good. This is taking us into this energy here. This is taking us to that 10 of Cups. So it's kind of like it's cutting off the old and stepping into the new is what I'm seeing here. But it's going to feel on that day. It's going to feel a little bit like, okay. So just go back to center. Stay in that core, I guess. Anyway,
And that's why I think doing this purification work at the beginning is so important, because this is something that keeps coming through from higher selves. We need to be doing this work now in order for us to be able to feel grounded and feel able to overcome things that may be coming our way, and not becoming one with the tornado, but rather being able to kind of avoid it and step aside, acknowledge it, and let it continue on its path. So I think that that's kind of, we have a choice. Do you want to become part of the destruction and I'm taking the tornado and running with it?
That's clear. And again, I didn't feel scared or anything. It's just an offering of kind of energetically what's going on. I'm not getting any big sirens or, Armageddon. And some people, April 22nd will come and go and not even, when was the 22nd? They won't even remember. So it's not like it's going to be a world global event and we're all going to be like, no, it's not like that. But if we are sensitive and if we are aware, we're going to be aware of these energies, and we're going to be, it's an opportunity for us to really grow.
And knowing that we're always in control. That's the big thing too. Yeah. Even though it may not feel like it, we've been kind of erased for centuries to think we're not. That's the short version. But we are.
Okay. I'm looking for bigger. So Rebecca, hello. And so if you missed it, Jason, when news alert came through during our time here that Trump's bond was rejected and it has to be refiled. And so just because this is normally the time I do look at some of that, I thought if you're open to it, we can kind of take a look at this energetically somehow. Will this change anything? This is big news, Jason, for the family here.
Okay.
Big news that it was rejected. That's huge. What I'm sensing here is this is a bit of a fall. It's like he was using Tinker Toys. You guys remember Tinker Toys? What world? I don't even know. I'm Tinker Toys. That I think that's from a certain generation. Did you have Tinker Toys, Jason? You're too young for Tinker Toys.
I don't know. Or does it count with those things that you would put the pigs in and not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like green ones, and you had the round things, and they stuck them in, and you could make things up, right? Tinker Toys. Yeah. Right? Anyways, his whole thing has been built out of Tinker Toys, and it's crashing down. And you take one piece out of that Tinker Toy, it's just crashing. It's not holding up. Perry remembers Tinker Toys. Oh my gosh, I played with those forever. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing with this. Things aren't holding up, and it's going to start showing the holes in it. Holes in many things. I think this is a huge deal. Okay. Yeah, this is very concerning. his victories are not happening like they used to. He's so used to winning. You know what I mean? It's the end of the you're seeing the end of him. We always said, why does he get away with this? Why is he always blah 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 blah? Yeah, Carol, no real foundation. That's it. And so that is coming to an end. That what he's always used to that victory. That's coming. That's the end. That's not his world anymore. And he's stepping into this. This is the main card coming in. And it's just it just reveals, it's going to reveal more of his scamming ways. Apparently, that's what I'm getting. So, Jason, I know this isn't your gig, but did you?
I'll rely on, I don't go into the political, but then, sometimes it comes through. And this is kind of generalized, but it's both a feeling and knowledge, but just what I've been told in terms of this is part of the process. This is actually, what is going on is a reflection of what we need to be doing in terms of ourselves and our, this is kind of a purging, the purification, that this is all the, the eclipses, there is the symbolism of, the darkness coming to light. So it's really, there's so much more to what's going on right now than just, the technicalities of Trump. I don't think I've ever said Trump online, but that's the first time.
So weird.
It kind of was painful. But my sense is that this year, the elections, everything else, all that's going on, it's part of a system that's going away, and it's part of a system that's broken. And so, and it's not going to be, Spirit's been very, it's like, this isn't going to last. This isn't going to continue. This has been a time when, there was a reason why Trump came into power.
Yes.
And
it
was an accident, and it was part of this. This is the old. This is where you came from. This is the whole thing that I was talking about earlier with, we're not supposed to connect with that. And we're not supposed to, if you do, that's fine. That's your choice. It's not good or bad. But that old way of thinking and old, all of his qualities that everyone doesn't particularly care for, that's not a sign of the times now. That's of what has been. And that's where we're supposed to not connect. We're supposed to say goodbye. And so they have assured me and others, that we're going to be having a new system. And so that doesn't really give I haven't gotten any clarity on, who's going to be president.
Yeah. What does that look like?
But it's more reassuring.
I 100% agree that even the system, even the, everybody, right now we have like the Republicans and the Democrats or whatever. Even the Democratic system is not working well. So, but it's better than the 45 coming in, right? So even that's going to be readjusted. But they're better at readjusting than this other where they're really fixed. I feel like the other party is a little bit more fluid and open to shifting and making things work for the better.
Yeah.
So, but that's being ushered in, just like you said. This whole thing that we've been talking about is also happening within those structures. Yes.
Yeah. So I feel like, I feel like that makes it exciting in a way that's not like, yeah, take them down. This is more like, this is a reflection of everything that we're going through. And it should be a celebration of, the darkness doesn't always win. And I've been told through sessions, one of the greatest lies mankind has told itself or ourselves is that there's always, it's not, I guess it isn't light, but it's more like the belief that it's possible for darkness to win. It doesn't happen, but we always like throw it up in the air. So it's just acknowledging good always wins. But it's one of our things we did to us as humans is making that a question, and it's really not. So
right. And you know, love.
Yeah.
Love, period. That's all.
Yeah.
Love, period.
Yeah.
Yeah. So literally, it all goes back to that. Isn't that crazy? All right, you guys, we are over time. Thanks for hanging out with us, our extra minutes here, and blessings to you. I know we didn't get to all the questions, but we knew that probably might happen. But we love you, and continue to seek out our channels. We're on all the time. I'll be back on Friday, Friday for you all. So I'll see you Friday night. And speaking of love, period, I still have these in stock. If you're interested, go to my website. They are still available. And you can see on the other side, it does say Freebird Spirit. And I did go local with these, so they are just slightly higher than what you would normally have to. But I supported local. I didn't, you know what I mean? So when you do that, you pay a little extra, right? Anyway, so they're still available. I ship them out from my home. So I send you a little personal note and everything. So if you're interested, please check out these. And because I feel like we're really moving into a period of time where we really need to continue to just go back to the basic. Love. We're being called to just come from our heart space with situations.
Yeah.
Anyways, again, we'll see you all April. So you're not alone. We love you, and we'll see you again.
All right. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.